Hi, my name's Jen. Welcome to my channel, All My Plants. Today, let me explain. I have a repotting of new plants, but it's not my fault. I went to Lowe's and I just went for soil, but then I saw that they had seeds out, and then I saw that they had some plants that were on sale half off, and just one thing led to another. So, yeah. The seeds I only got 4 packets right now because I have a bin full of them somewhere downstairs. But I got these fancy radishes, watermelon radishes. Garden bush pickle hybrid cucumbers. More radishes. Crimson giant. And then a perennial wildflower mix. I can probably plant these next month, Marchish. I say next month. I guess it'll be next month by the time this video posts for the flowers. The radishes, I think they're both going to be pretty much the same. And I plant them in containers anyway, so I'll plant them very, very soon, actually. I don't ever take them out of the containers. Cucumbers, I've grown those in containers as well with very little problem. I just put like a fence around them. These say late April, so I'll probably wait a while on these, and I probably will start them, you know, little pots first. Okay, so the plants I got, Calathea, Maranta of some sort, I guess Calathea, however you say it. It's pretty though. It was half off because it does have a lot of browning damage on the leaves. And that could just be because it's been watered with city water. I don't know. Does it say anything more about it? It's water once a week. Not around here. Premium direct light. Medium indirect light between 65 and 85, and balanced fertilizer once a month. But it does not tell me exactly which this one is, and I don't know. I don't think it's the one they call rosy or whatever because the undersides are green. So I haven't noticed any pests on any of these plants. This says self-watering, and I am going to put it in self-watering, but I'm going to put it in probably maybe pond, because I actually just got a nice big bag of it, and I'm dying to go ahead and use all that up so I can have to order more. Yeah, this is self-watering, live trends. And it's just in a little wick pot, and it's, you know, got that little area down there where I guess water can collect. So I'm going to repot that into self-watering semi-hydro, because oh yeah, it says Calathea on the top there, but doesn't say which kind. And we'll focus. There we go. I don't know. If you know what kind, please tell me in the comments, put it down there, let me know. And then another one is on sale half off. I hope my mic doesn't die halfway through this. I'll be very upset. I got a new microphone because the pops, clicks, clipping, plosives, etc. in my audio have been pretty bad lately. And the feedback, I don't know what was causing the feedback. Everybody said it sounded like a connection issue. It was wireless, so there wasn't anything for me to plug in better. This is, once again, it's assorted foliage. I don't know if you can see the tag there. This one's looking pretty rough. I want to say it's Apobalis or something like that. I'm not sure. Does this other little tag say? Urban jungle. No, but it tells me all about the pot. Has the name of the pot. It's Terrace, for the record, which is a lovely pot. Even if the plant died, I wouldn't be too mad that I paid for, what, $10, $11 for the pot, would I? No, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be. But yeah, so that needs to be repotted. It's looking really, really rough in there. Like it's trying to start over down there. I think I might also try this or part of this. It depends. I don't know what, maybe it's one big chunk down there, like a rhizome or something. I don't know how these grow. I don't know if these are going to be separate little things that come apart or what. So repot that one. Set it on the floor behind me for now so I can kick it over. And then I got this guy here, which once again, I don't know the exact type, but it's a Dieffenbachia of some sort. And I like that it's just kind of minty looking. I think I've had this before, but much smaller. And I'm pretty sure I murdered that, not on purpose, but this one here, once again, it was half off. It's not the most stable in this pot. That, and it just looks very peat heavy, whether that's cocoa peat or not. It just looks like fungus gnats will love that. So I'm gonna repot that one, but into soil. So maybe I'll do that one first. Let's do that one first. Move this over here. Dirt everywhere already. I haven't even taken anything out of the pot yet. Okay. My soil bin here. I might need to maybe back just a smidge because I've once again changed the settings on this camera somehow. Ugh. And I don't know how to, I don't know how to fix the focus point, like the zoom. It starts really far away. As soon as I hit the record button, it jumps in a meter at least. Okay, so hopefully that is some better and you can kind of see what I'm destroying, the mess I'm making over here. Anyway, how have y'all been? Does this actually say? No, it says Dieffenbachia. High light, within 1 to 5 feet of a window. Is 5 feet high light? 5 feet away from a window? Oh, okay. I'm knocking things over. Wow, okay, so it has pretty decent roots. The pots that I was gonna put this in, one is about the same size as this, and then one is smaller. I think I'm gonna end up putting it in the bigger pot. I don't know, I swear to nothing yet, but I mean, we do have some roots at the bottom. And I kind of wanted to pot it a little bit deeper because there's just a lot of bare trunk there. And it will be okay potted a smidge deeper. I'm not talking about, you know, bury it up to the foliage or anything, but so peaty. There's nothing in here, like as far as like perlite, bark. Do these plants even like that? I don't know. Have I mentioned that I've killed a lot of Dieffenbachia? I don't know why. I can't ever pick a way to say it and commit. I was doing a podcast one time and I kept going back and forth about the name of the person I was talking about, the pronunciation of it. And then a few months later, I listened to a podcast that somebody else had done about the same person. And it was somebody who was not alive. It was like not really a true crime thing, but a mystery thing. But anyway, and they called me out basically on my pronunciation or lack thereof, my lack of commitment to pronouncing it one way or the other. It's fine. I wasn't upset. I actually thought it was hilarious, but I don't let too much upset me anymore. Life's too short. I'm really paranoid about this audio because I don't know. It's a Rode mic, and I don't know what the lights mean. Like, one has like what looks like a link and a chain on it, so I'm assuming that's the linking light. And then the other has a battery symbol next to it, and I don't know if that means that the battery is full or that the battery needs charging. Like, the instructions that come with these Rode mics, there really aren't any. It's just some pictures and numbers. It just wasn't the most descriptive instructions I've ever received. But so far I am happy with the mic. I've played with it a little bit. The sound sounded pretty good, pretty natural, pretty clear. And I didn't notice any distortion of any sort, whether it was extra plosives or clipping, or even like the other one, the last one I had, the one that I got around New Year's, would kick in with it, like it would just randomly decide to start noise canceling, like automatically without me really wanting it to do that. It would just be like, yeah, no, now's a great time to just kick that in. And my voice apparently was noise, so I'd have to like go in and edit the audio and make it much, much louder so that it could be heard at all, because it would like recorded it noise canceled. So it wasn't something that I could just remove. I just had to try to turn it up louder. All right. I don't know that I'm gonna like worry about getting all of this off. Most of it has come off pretty easily, so I think it's gonna be okay. It's obviously not really compacted or anything. It's very loose, making it rain soil. Okay. Ugh, it's everywhere. It's all over my lap. Everywhere. All right, we'll move this guy for now. And replace it with this saucer. All right. I didn't know what the roots were gonna look like, so at first I was thinking, yeah, I can just jam it in this, but I don't think that's a good idea at all. So there just wouldn't be much room to grow there or set it any deeper, so we'll stick that aside for somebody else. And I have this one, Classic Home and Garden. Yeah, it's cute, I guess. It could actually go maybe even a little bit bigger than that. It really could if I'm gonna pot it any deeper. That other pot seems huge though. Hold on, I've got another one. Is this ridiculous? Is this way, way too big? Maybe. It really, I mean, it's big. Like there's some room there. But yeah, we're gonna do it. My soil is pretty well draining, so I'm not overly worried. I set these other plants aside. They're sitting over here on my soil bin. Everything in the world is sitting over here on the soil bin. Okay, and it's the same soil I use for everything. It might be slightly too chunky right now, but I have some more soil over here, we'll see. Just because I ran out of soil the other day when I was mixing yet another bin of it. So. It's pretty chunky. I'll get it over here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so it's really chunky right now. So I think what I'm gonna do is, chunky and all, I'm gonna throw it in here, and then I might fatten up the top a little bit. Does that make sense? With a little bit more, yeah, it's really chunky. With a little bit more potting mix, just potting mix to not really take the chunk out, but help it retain some moisture. I don't know how dry Dieffenbachia likes to be. Well, I don't know. I don't think it likes to be this dry. I see very little anything in there but chunks. Yeah. I don't know. It seems like a big pot. I'm second guessing myself if I want to add more potting soil. I am. I'll be right back after I do that. I think the potting soil I bought is actually mud. It did rain here quite a bit lately. I don't know where they were storing this soil, but oh good, it's really wet. Like, really wet. Okay, so I've just been set for with my little scoop. And tried to, oh my gosh, I'm still covered in dirt. Tried to break up those chunks, the mud balls, a little bit. So I could mix it, and I'm assuming we've done okay on that part. I'm not going to say great, but okay. Either way, I'm going to plow ahead here. Moving forward. I'm just trying to shake soil down at the roots. At least a little bit. Oh good, I'm dumping soil all over the table. That's why we put tablecloths on though, isn't it? That way we can just take them off. And I don't know why actually we put them on there, because we take the tablecloth off, we wash the tablecloth, and then we wipe down the table anyway. So what was the, like, is the tablecloth just there to look pretty, or is it there to protect the table and actually keep it clean? I don't know. I don't know. It's not doing much of anything right now except for catching dirt. It's fine. I'll just wash everything when I'm done here, including the floor. Wow, this is taking a lot of dirt. These little scoops are very handy, but you know what would be a lot handier is like one a lot bigger. You know, like the kind they use for ice, like in commercial ice machines, like the big ones. I wonder where I can buy one of those. I bet Cisco. I don't know if you know what Cisco is, but it's like a food warehouse, food distribution company. And there's one that lives near me that has like a cash and carry. One that lives near me. One near where I live. And I can go and check there, I guess, see if they have those like ice scoops. Bigger ice scoops. Because for larger plants like this could be faster with one of those. I think I just saw a whole stick. At least half a stick. Hey ho. Getting that dirt down in there. Soil, substrate. I had somebody correct me not too long ago that it wasn't dirt. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. As things break down, that's where dirt comes from. It is dirt to some degree. It might not be some people's definition of dirt, but it meets my definition of dirt. And that's what my education is in, so. I've studied the dirt and the rocks. It's all gonna become dirt someday, just like me. Substrate, I think, just makes people feel better, because you think of dirt and you think of what's out in your driveway or in your yard, in your grass, under your grass. But please don't be offended when I say dirt. It's dirty. Playing with it, it counts. I'm sure it counts. Okay. Whew. It's still quite a ways from the top. I guess you can kind of see. Yeah, there we go. And I think I'm going to leave it like that. The soil. I really didn't bury it that much deeper though, and it's trying to be a leaner. I don't think there's soil all down in those roots though. I tried jiggling it. All right, cuidamos. Okay, I'm just flinging dirt everywhere. Soil, substrate, whatever it is, I'm flinging it everywhere. I'm setting this down now. we're gonna leave it like that for now. Okay. And I don't think I need the soil anymore. I'm just gonna fling that back into the container over there and halfway across the room apparently. Phew, I'm hot. All right. And I guess we'll do this one now. Yeah. What pot are we gonna put it in? I've got this one for semi-hydro. It's just a little wick pot. I don't love these though because I can't just look at it and go, ah, that could use some more water or solution. I have to pick it up. Or pick it up. I have this one, it's another wick pot. I don't know what the purple is on the outside of that. I thought I had more somewhere. I might use this though, even with the purple stuff, because I can scrub the outside of that inside liner anytime, I guess. But I like this one just because I know how much it is, and I think they're both, actually this one is slightly bigger than this one. I was gonna say, I think they're both the same size. That's a lie though. So, that one it is. All right, let's get it out of the soil. Oh, right after the camera cools down, because we're overheating. Fancy that. Okay, let's see if we can make it through another plant before the battery dies or the camera overheats. Yeah, we're gonna do the Calathea? Calathea. So it has pretty decent roots. I guess you can kind of see them. There we go. Now I suppose I have to get every bit of this soil off, so that'll be fun for me. I'm just gonna knock off what I can, and then I'll take it to the sink and see if I can't blast off the rest of it. It was actually had a couple little growth points coming up under there. Maybe you can see them. Right there is one. There's one. There's another there. Oh good, there's a plug in here too. We're gonna lose some roots. I hate it, but we are. That plug, maybe if I waterlog it and get it good and soggy, I can get it off. I'm not sure. I've torn up a lot of roots trying to get those plugs out of there before. Like maybe you can see it right here. It's just slightly different looking than the surrounding soil. It's like a puck. Like a puck. This is actually one time when it might have been easier to repot a plant if it was really wet. But it's actually pretty dry. Not bone dry, but pretty dry. I'm sure this is going to make this plant mad too, being so aggressive with it. I wish it was summertime so I could just take it outside and blast it with the hose. Take the garden hose to it, that would be easier, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna have to plop this in some water, so I might do that and we'll come back to this one. Knock off a little bit more. Get off a little bit more of what I can before I go ahead and throw it in a lagoon. Hot tub. Spa day. What can I put it in? I'll put it in that with some plain water. Let me go get some water. Okay, so I've just got that kind of sitting off to the side now. Right, you can't see it, but it's right there, making some mud. Fun, fun. We're gonna take this out and see if we have the same problems. Petey pucks and whatever. Corks, I don't know. Wow, the inside of that is a hot mess. It's just the way it's made. It looks really dirty. Okay. Dang, my bird's down there screaming. My assorted foliage. Boy, it's got a bunch of little babies trying to grow, and I really am trying to not damage those. Oh boy. This is going to be destructive as well. There's just a lot of roots. A lot of roots. So, yeah. It's going to be what it's going to be. It'll live or die. I mean, hopefully it lives. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to kill these plants. My humidifier is making a weird noise. I'll just get off what I can, save the roots if I can. Not like I'm already ripping them. I just don't think there's any way around it. This is a kind of interesting looking plant though. That bird is down there having a fit. A fit. I'm ripping these roots now at this point. There's so much, they're so dense in here. I didn't really realize it, but they're dense. They're fine roots, but they're densely packed. Like, I don't know if you can see that. They're mostly healthy looking though. It really sucks to be so rude to them. It's gonna be fine. It'll grow more. And honestly, trying to get the soil off, it's gonna lose most of these roots that were around the outside edge of that pot anyway. Unless it's some of these thicker ones. They might hold up to the abuse. I don't know. They might. In other news, I'll never get all this dirt out from underneath my fingernails. It's like packed under there. I don't know. I have gloves, and I always think to myself, I'm just going to start using gloves. That way I don't have to like scrub my fingernails with peroxide and be very aggressive on them, trying to get them, you know, back to some shade of normal. But I don't. I always forget. I always forget. Not only that, but you don't really know what's in some substrates, do you? You don't really know what's in the pot. But that's true about most of life, isn't it? You really don't know anything. Until you do, and then you probably didn't want to know anyway, because it's horrifying. Man, I could be working at this for a while. That bird. Alright, I've really been working at this for a little while, and I don't know if I'm just tearing roots off at this point or if I'm actually making progress. I'm wondering if I should try the mud method with this guy too. What's going on under there? Just really dense roots. Oh, there's a bulb, corm, stem, something under there. So yeah, I think we're gonna try the mud method with this too. I don't know, I'm gonna fidget with it a little bit more. We'll see. But yeah, I'm tearing lots of roots off. At least this one does seem to have some perlite in the soil with it. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Yep, mud method. Pretty sure that's the way to go at this point. I mean, I've worked off some of the soil, but a lot of it is just tangled up in the finer roots, and I'd rather not destroy them all. So we'll set that aside for a minute, and we'll check on our other mud method. See if this is becoming easier to work with. Yeah, a bit. Ugh, I hate touching wet soil, wet dirt. It's not my favorite. Not that playing in mud isn't my favorite. I generally don't mind playing in mud, actually. That sounds a little weird, but I'm that person. I will go play in mud. It's just not fun when I'm digging through it with my bare hands. Mostly if I'm digging in mud, it's to look around and see all the little things that are actually living in the mud. It's not to pick dirt off of roots usually. It's fine. Everything's fine. This Petey Puck is still pretty determined to live there. And I'm ripping roots as I try to pick it away. Alright, let's see. Some of these are actually sprouted off the side of it. Can I break it away? With 0 roots. Alright, I guess we'll be sticking that in water. Oh, and I broke off one of the growth points. Oops. That's a bummer. Okay, so that didn't work. It was a much bigger piece. That should have come away if I was going to get it with the roots. Or with some roots. This chunk, I really want it to go away. And it is pretty well saturated, so I don't know. But I need it off of there. I think most of the rest of this actually will come away now once I start spraying it and massaging it in water, I think. We're gonna find out. Because now it's just, it's wet and muddy, that's all. I'm still trying to untangle. I don't think it matters that they're tangled at all, really. I just, OCD? I don't know. Alright, I'll let that sit in there a few minutes longer. Just a few more minutes. And then I'll take it and spray it off. And I'll be back after I've done that, because then I'm going to put the other one in some water and go through the same thing. Yuck. Okay, I'm sorry if the lighting seems different. The lights behind the camera went off because they're on a timer, and it took me that long to waterboard these plants. I think I got most of the soil off. I don't know, hopefully it doesn't cause any problems. This is the one I broke off with its 2 tiny roots. I'm gonna stick it in there anyway. It may or may not make it. And then This is the calathea. So those roots still look dirty to me, but I washed them and washed them and washed them, and I sprayed them and blasted them, and I took a chopstick and tried to get in all the little crevices to get any soil out. And then this is the Stramanthe? No. Apobalis? I don't know what it is. I really don't know. Somebody might know. Tell me if you know. Same with the type of calathea. I don't know what type of calathea that is. And then it has the like reddish maroon backs. But it has more roots than I expected. And I was going to put it in a pot similar to that size. In Leca. But I don't know. We might have to rethink that. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, but for now, this calathea, which I really hope I've gotten enough of that dirt off. I expect to lose some roots either way. This is an old wick. But now I also expect some of those to rot. And it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Like I said, they were half price, and I got decent pots out of the deal, so if they die, it's not the end of the world. I would rather they didn't, but I have a not so great track record when it comes to repotting already established plants into, you know, leca or pon, which this is lechuza pon. I've just put it in here because it's easier for me to work with than the big giant bag. I don't know what this plastic spoon is supposed to do. We'll make a little bit of noise. Okay. This might even be small for these roots. It's gonna be all right. I'm gonna put it down in there anyway. And sure, we'll tuck its friend in and see if it makes it. And I don't wash the pond first. I know that might be against popular advice. It might be, it might not be, I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't wash the pond first, or apparently remember to put the other end of the wick back down into the pot after I put a little bit in the bottom. Jeepers, I'm doing great today. All right. This is gonna be fine. My brain is not working. Not that it ever really is fully firing on all cylinders. But, okay, let's try that again. I can't even remember what I was saying. Oh, washing the pond. I don't wash the leca either. I wash it after, if I've already used it, I'll wash it before I reuse it. I just think that's good practice. But when it's new, I just kind of flush it through while the plant's in there, and then fill the reservoir and call it a day. A reservoir. I don't know, if you use different things for semi-hydro, do you wash yours? Just curious. And if you do, have you found that it does or doesn't make a difference? I'm sure it makes a difference on whether or not your like cover pot or your reservoir stays cleaner. Because I know with the leca, it'll like definitely get a brown sludge that I've got to rinse out of there, but that doesn't really bother me because I'm rinsing the pot fairly often anyway. Well, that's not standing in there on its own very well, are you? You can use your friend for support. There we go. It's a little wonky in there. I think I want a little bit more in there. It's not sitting very flat. Not sitting very flat because of that wick. That and probably pieces of pon underneath the pot. Or bark or soil from something I unpotted. Okay. So I'm going to put that aside to be flushed through in just a moment. And we're going to try to deal with the plant that shall not be named, only because I don't know the name. I think I'm going to put that in an actual pot. I was going to put it in leca, but I think I'm gonna put that one in pond as well. Let's see if I can find a 6-inch pot real quick. I have one somewhere. I just washed a bunch of them. No excuse, Jen. Okay, so I have these guys. One's a little taller and maybe slightly more narrow. Or no. Well, I don't know. I can't judge. But yeah, I think one is definitely slightly taller. This is a slightly taller one. And I have this that sits right on the bottom pretty much. That one sits a little bit higher off the bottom. Okay. But I really want the room for the roots. That one it is. Problem with this one being, we've got some big holes, kind of in both of them. Pond is not going to stay there real well, is it? Still a little leca on the bottom. It's going to be a very mixed up repot. That's too much leca. Is this the leca I washed? Because it's got sphagnum moss in it. We're gonna go with it. Maybe this was the leca I washed. I don't know. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm just gonna put a little of this over top of that. Hopefully that leca will help this pond not slip out. Maybe. Let's see. Hey. Okay, not bad. Wow. It had so many more roots than I was expecting, because the way the plant looked, I was like, there's no way it has a nice, lovely, healthy white root system, but it did under all that, if you can imagine. Much to my surprise. Okay. I don't know if they'll stay that way. We'll see. We'll try. We'll do our best. I don't want to jiggle this one around too much because I don't want to knock the leca in the bottom out of place. Jiggle it that way. Did I mix something into that pond? Is that why it's in there? Or that leca? No, pond. I can't remember what's what. I don't think I did. Okay, and then this has now become the reservoir. I'll just keep, you know, up a little ways of water. I hate that I can't see what's in there, and I will have to actually drag it out of there and check it. But it's fine. It's fine as long as I don't forget. This piece has some rot or something here. Ugh. That's gross. I should have pulled that off while I had it out of the pot. There we go. Yuck. Try to let that breathe. Okay. Is that it? That's it. That's all 3 plants. I've got the other one, the Dieffenbachia. I have that in the tub draining because I watered it through really well. And then I'll take these and throw it in there with them and just really hose down the plants again and the leca pond hybrid pot in the pond pot. And I'm not going to put any nutrients or anything in them. I'm just going to add water for now. These leaves don't look great, but I'm going to leave them despite the damage. Oh look, we can pull the damaged bits right off. Just because that's most of its energy right now is probably coming from that. And the new growth, of course, but there's not a whole lot of it. It's trying. It's trying. It'll be cute in the future. Maybe, if it doesn't die. All right, anyway, that's what I had. Thank you for hanging out with me and come back and check me out again soon. Bye.